Hello, we are in Sand River Assault Defense, rapidly becoming the most popular map for entry into the Hall of Fame. And I wouldn't be too surprised if it doesn't get the heck nerfed out of it soon, or changed. With WinnieANKA in his 5916 this time. He's on a mission to get into the Hall on as many tanks as he can, I believe. And he's well on the way to doing that. Got no artillery. Have 4 scouts apiece. Almost no TDs. The enemy team has a bunch of heavies and 3 mediums. His team has a bunch of heavies, 3 mediums, and 1 TD. So this is a strange fight where there's hardly any artillery and hardly any TDs. It's going to make playing a scout really fun because the only thing left are a bunch of slow heavies that can't see very far and a couple mediums. So, wow, I can see the whole world from up here. He likes doing this, man. I just couldn't play from this far of an angle. I like to be closer into what's going on. He won't keep it like this. Once the action starts, he'll zoom in, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Hey, look at my little RC tank down there. There we go. And all the scouts have the same idea. Let's come to the middle and take advantage of this spotting gold mine. Oops, he stayed up there too long. When there's that many tanks sitting there waiting on you, not a good idea to pop your head up over. You know you're getting blasted. They're waiting on you to peer. So he's pulling up just far enough to see the tanks off in the distance who aren't going to be able to shoot him right away, and backing out. Now he's going to let the snipers do their work. Once the enemy scouts start spreading out and give him a chance to peek up farther, I'm sure he will. So you're watching a contrast of somebody who was way too aggressive compared to somebody who sees what's going on and understands the implications to him. That is, don't pull up all the way because you're going to get blasted if you do. Now his team's starting to take advantage of these spots and they're starting to thin out the opposition. Some of the people up there are going, man, I don't want to get shot. I'm moving over here out of the way, and other people are hunkering down behind rocks or staying in the distance. Tanks that stay far back have a disadvantage of they can't see him because they're heavies and he has better view range than them. So unless their scouts show him where he's at, they aren't going to be able to shoot him. So his mission right now is to keep the heavies lit up and not get seen by the enemy scout that's trying to figure out where he's at. And as you can see, these heavies are disappearing one by one, and they got a 3 tank lead now. This is just extremely intelligent play. Spot what you want to spot and don't let them spot you, even though there's a scout right there waiting to do it. Now he's getting adventurous. He's going to pull up and try to get a shot at him, try to move him back out of there. Ooh, shot right over the cupula. There we go. Sniping opportunity on the CDC. Oops. But pretty much any gun will do that. You get some of these rounds that are like, oh my god, how did it go there? It's just something you gotta live with. You can't always get the entire aiming circle on the enemy tank, even if you try to, so some shots are just gonna go wild even though you're aimed in as well as you can be. I'm sure he's wishing he had APCR for those shots, but it's not worth it to change your drum rate just to shoot a couple shots at a different tank. T-71 meanwhile is just patiently waiting to snipe over into E1 while all this action is going on behind him that he's not even participating in. It's good for Winnie, because Winnie's getting all the spotting damage while the T-71 sits 10 meters away, able to get some, but not willing to do so. See, he switched to APCR, and well, that was a CDC, I think, that time, so pretty much anything penetrates that. Now he's going to have to go out and find tanks because they're just enemies running out of tanks to shoot at. Hey, there's one. Bang. I don't know how far over here he's going to chase him because you know there's a heavy hiding behind that hill back there. You really don't want to end up in between them. And he understands that and turns back to the left. Charging straight in on that medium would have been death because it would have trapped him between two big tanks. God knows how much spotting damage he would have had out of this if there had been Artie in play. It would have been pretty cool. He's getting a ton even without Artie being around. And here we go. Yeah, make up your mind who you're going to shoot at. Not him. This enemy heavy, he's like can't pick who he wants to shoot at. He ends up not shooting anybody. And he gets the kill before the guy can shoot him again. That would have been his death. T-71 was obviously reloading. Didn't have any ammo to fire. STA-2, last tank going. And he's dead just as Winnie was about to come in behind him. So there's the battle. 1,769 damage and 1 kill. 23 of 27 shooting for 85%, but he did his real damage with his eyes. He had 6 spots and 3,973 spotting damage, earned 9,427 credits despite switching over to the premium ammo for a couple rounds. And he got 2,277 XP, survived the battle, and got spotter and fire for effect mini medals, giving him 2,297 battle score, which moves him into 3rd place on the 59-16 list. He saw from the beginning, I forget which guy it was, but that one TD moved right up into the middle, climbed up the ramp, all the way up the ramp to where everybody he saw could see and shoot back at him, and he paid the price for being a little bit too aggressive, actually way too aggressive. Winnie recognized the situation, pulled up just enough to spot the tanks that were farther away, the heavy tanks with hardly any view range, and so he was able to see them and they couldn't see him. And that allowed him to keep spotting effectively for his team while minimizing the risk of return fire. And it built up a 3 and 4 take advantage as those heavies slowly got picked off or else they were forced to move. And once the opposition dwindled down, was done away with by attrition, then he pulled forward and started taking the fight to the enemy. He started going over toward the village, chasing the medium, and realized, hey, if I do that, I'm going to have a medium and a heavy to my right and a heavy to my left, and that's not good. So he circled back to his left and then went in on the Conqueror when he had help and was able to get the kill shot on him, and ended up just a solid mission. All because not only could he see what was going on in the beginning especially, but he was able to accurately assess and analyze it and figure out what it meant to him in terms of spotting. Be less aggressive, be patient, let your team do the damage and wear down the enemy team. Then, once the battlefield opens up, you can go into more aggressive mode. And even then, he was wise enough to wait and let his team come and help him out on the tougher opponents. And because of it, he's rewarded with his 5916 Hall of Fame mission. Good things to mimic when you're out there playing. From Sand River Assault Defense, WinnieANKA. Happy hunting.